back again, man. It's the unapologetic gent here for a Premier League weekend recap. Actually, gonna go watch the PSG game after this. Just wanted to touch base with you guys, see what you guys thought about this weekend's fixtures. Got the Manchester City shirt on today. I guess we should start with them. I thought they played well again. Again, Pep's football is inevitable. I do think they are missing that inevitable goal scorer. Of course, he said, the reason why they drew wasn't because they didn't sign a striker, but the guys like, the Ronaldos, the Harry Kanes, Lukakus, Mo Salahs, like, it's inevitable that they're going to score 20 plus all goals in the league. And I feel like this year, I don't think Man City is going to be able to get away with it unless Gundogan goes on a madness again and scores 16, 17 Premier League goals again. So, yeah, man, I thought, they dropped 2 points, obviously, to go top with Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester United. Manchester United's technically third because of goal differential, but they're all on 13 points. So, yeah, man, I think Pep definitely, that's something that he has to address, figure out a way to get more goals. And I think they'll be thereabouts, but I think it's just going to be a little bit tougher to win the league this year without that bona fide number 9. So we'll see if he ends up pulling it off again, winning the league without a number 9. I mean, whoop. That'll be an incredible feat. So that's my thoughts on, Manchester City. Again, they play the best football in the world. They're a joy to watch. They create chances. They control the ball. They dictate the tempo. I mean, it's everything you want. So I see why Pep wasn't really mad. There's going to be games where you're not going to score goals and do things like that. So, there you have it in the Manchester City game. So, but they're one of those teams that could put together 12, 13, 14 straight wins and not blink just like that. So, and then the Liverpool game, thought they struggled a little bit in the first half. But, again, Mo Salah is inevitable. Klopp's football to an extent is inevitable. It doesn't always look great, but they just seem to come up with the goods, and I want to give a special shout-out. Mane hasn't been playing well, this year and last year, but he'll be, he's on his way to being the third African player in Premier League history to score 100 goals with Drogba and Salah, so I think he's like 2 away for 100 Premier League goals, and that's an incredible feat in itself. Van Dijk looks like he's back to his Rolls-Royce center-back self. Thiago was incredible. Again, I think you could just tell that when Trent Alexander doesn't play, like, they're missing something. They are. I mean, James Milner's a good servant. He's a great utility man. He actually defended Wilfried Zaha pretty decently. But the creativity and unpredictability in that right foot that Trent Alexander-Arnold has, you can't replace it. In that team, you can't replace it. In big games, titles on the line, that was a glaring miss for me in that game. But again, I thought Jota was shocking. And I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans that are fighting for him to play over Firmino because he scores more goals. But, I mean, Firmino's just a better player. I don't really know. I see why Klopp starts Firmino in every big game because, I mean, Jota just, I don't even know what to say. Like, he just hacks at things, and yeah, he scores goals, but it's just so unpredictable, and it doesn't really go with the way Klopp wants to play football. They need a facilitator and a playmaker in there because Mane and Salah score so many goals, and Jota's just not it. It helps definitely to have Thiago on the pitch when Firmino's not there, but I I can only imagine the frustration that Salah and Mane have playing with Jota at times, and you see it in the Portugal team with Cristiano Ronaldo with Jota. So, but Liverpool look like they stay healthy, man. And Kanate looked pretty good as well. Shimaka's didn't look bad. I mean, he's no Andy Roberts, but he's definitely a decent deputy. And I can see what Klopp's seen in him and why they signed him. So, Liverpool are going to be a tough out, man. They're going to be a tough out. And again, Mo Salah is inevitable. And as long as he's in the team and he's healthy, and for the most part, he doesn't really miss any games, they'll be thereabouts. They'll be in every game. And their midfield just functions very well. Fabinho, again, was fantastic. Jordan Henderson was pretty good as well. So, I don't know, man. Liverpool's going to be a tough out, man. And, yeah, that's pretty much, all I got to say about Liverpool. I look forward to watching them. I look forward to them playing some more big teams. So, it'll definitely be interesting. And then, we get to today's fixtures. Manchester United game. Again, Cristiano Ronaldo, inevitable. Actually, I mean, he missed a couple of chances, based on his standards. He probably should have had a hat trick. He had 2 penalty shots. The first one I don't think was a penalty. The second one was definitely a penalty. I know they're trying to eradicate diving and trying to help defenders out and things like that. But that second one was 100% a penalty. 100%. So, yeah, man, I mean, again, Declan Rice, everyone hypes this man up. He's an $80 million, $100 million player. Anyone that watched that game can't tell me he played better than Fred for Manchester United. Like, you can't tell me you saw in your mind and said to yourself, Declan Rice is a better player than Fred on that pitch that day. There are other games where Fred's had nightmares, but today, I mean, he was all over the place. I don't even remember Declan Rice playing, to be honest with you. Zuma was absolutely incredible, and I know we live in this ball-playing center-back era, and I get why Chelsea let him go and the kind of football that Tuchel wants to play. But Zuma not in that game for West Ham, they may lose 4-0. That's how special Kurt Zuma was. He defends. He's quick. He's incredible in the air. He's everything you want in a defender, but he's just not exceptional on the ball. And then I wanted to get to Harry Maguire because I've heard people say this man was incredible on the ball. I've heard people say he was better on the ball than Varane. If you watch that game today, there's no way in hell you can tell me he's better with the ball at his feet than Raphael Varane. If you are, you're lying to yourself. I don't think Pogba had a great game, personally, to his high standards. I don't think Ronaldo had a great game either, but like I said before, him on the pitch, he's inevitable. Greenwood didn't have a great game either. I thought Bruno Fernandes was actually halfway decent. Created some chances, got some shots away. Luke Shaw didn't have one of his best games. I thought McTominay wasn't too bad, but I don't have high expectations for McTominay. He should never be playing in a Manchester United starting 11 ever. I thought Wan-Bissaka was decent. Did some things in the final third. Had some decent recovery runs. All in all, it was an underwhelming performance by United. Jesse Lingard saved them. That definitely was brave to take Pogba off the pitch. I personally wouldn't have taken him off the pitch. I would have taken McTominay off the pitch if it was me. But I get it. They brought on 2 attacking changes and wanted to keep some solidified the back end with 2 defensive midfielders. So the McFred thing's always going to run with Solskjaer. And I don't mind Pogba playing on the left. So yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, it's 3 points. That's really making me happy again. David De Gea looks like he's back to uh, world class form. I don't see Dean Henderson getting in that team. Um, I thought he was pretty good again today. Um, Ben Rama, I thought, was bright as well. He looks like a real player. Um, but again, I don't have any agendas, but I just don't see the Declan Rice thing. Like, there's just some, maybe because he's young and he's English, but I don't see it like what people see that's so special about him. Why anyone, like, don't get me wrong, 40 mil, sure. But you're going to tell me he's better than Basuma, a Conte, a Jorginho, a Kovacic. Um, I mean, we could see Fred was a better player than him today on the pitch. I'm not saying necessarily Fred's overall a better player, but like today, chalk and cheese. Højbjerg's a better defensive midfielder in my opinion. We'll get to that game in a second. Um, Obviously, Fabinho, Rodri, Fernandinho. I think Allen for Everton is a better player than Declan Rice, honestly. So I get everyone talking about this potential, this, that, and the other, but I mean, I didn't see him do anything special. Like Souček to me is better in that midfield than Declan Rice, and no one's talking about him being a $80 million player. So I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. Like the way these young English players get overhyped, like is crazy to me. So. And let's get on to the later game, Chelsea versus Tottenham. I thought Tottenham was absolutely excellent the first 30 minutes. Blitz pressed Chelsea to the wall. They got outplayed in midfield. And again, another person, Mason Mount. I don't get it. With the quality of players that Chelsea has in midfield and in the front, right? I don't know how he's one of the first teams on the team sheet every week. How he starts week in, week out for one of the best teams in the world is beyond me. Someone tell me what he does exceptional. Does he dribble exceptionally? No. Does he have electric pace? No. Does he have great vision? No. Does he have a great touch? No. You know what he has? He has a very good motor, and he has passion because he came through the academy. That's what he has. He's a decent player. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of, and this is no disrespect because I really loved Park Ji-sung as a player. He reminds me of Park Ji-sung when he played for United. A utility player who could play at multiple positions that Alex Ferguson could use to do a job. That's what Mason Mount is. You could play him in midfield. You could play him in front to do a job. There's no way he should be keeping out even like a Hudson in attacking areas. Play him in midfield. Ziyech? No. Even Werner, because Werner at least is going to give me pace and create chances. He's not going to score many chances, but he's going to create chances. So I don't get it. Like, when I look at him and I look at Havertz, like, there's no comparison. Havertz' touch, his runs, his vision, the way he passes the ball, like, Lukaku should have scored a goal on a break. Mason Mount, terrible layoff. Like, I'm surprised that Tuchel didn't take him off before half. When everyone was like, oh, who's Conte coming in for Jorginho or Kovacic? And in my mind, I'm like, there's no way. Tuchel just watched the same game that I was. He was horrible in that game, Mason Mount. Absolutely horrible. And again, I'm not saying that he's not a quality player. I'm saying, listen, he plays for West Ham, he starts every week. He plays for Newcastle, he starts every week. At Chelsea, even Arsenal, maybe he starts every week. At Chelsea, where they have two quality players for each position, there's no way a utility man should be starting every week. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. People are telling me that Ndombele is a flop. Every time he touches the ball, he oozes quality. I can see his qualities immediately. The way he touches the ball, the way he goes past players, the way he picks a forward pass. No one can convince me Mason Mount's a better player than Ndombele. That's no one. No one can convince me. He's never going to be he would never be a French international in this current climate and with this current French team. There's no way. So this whole Mason Mount train, like, y'all got to stop. This is exactly why England's never going to win anything. Because you got another coach like Southgate playing this man all the time. I don't get. I'm not saying he's not a quality player. He shouldn't be starting week in, week out at a club like Chelsea. He's at Crystal Palace, start his ass. He's at Everton, maybe you even start him. I don't even know though. But at Chelsea, I'll be if he starts him, if Tuchel starts him next week in a Premier League game, I'll be shocked. Because there's no way Tuchel can continue to keep respect in that team after that performance with the quality players he has on that bench and look at his team and go, you know what? Mason Mount, you're one of the first names on the team sheet. Let me get off Mason Mount because I don't want to go on a tangent. This English tax, hyping up English players, I just, don't get me started. But I do want to give a special shout out to Thiago Silva. Once again, Thiago Silva showed he's one of the best center backs in the world. His reading of the game, his calmness, his ability to head the ball, to read danger, incredible. He's about to be 37, I believe. Absolutely incredible. Masterclass. Absolute masterclass. Absolute masterclass by him. I thought their team as a whole was pretty good. And I see everyone talking about Ben Chilwell and why he's not getting in the team. What are you guys watching? Because Alonso's one of the best wingbacks in the world. He's a terrible fullback. But at the wingback position, he creates chances, scores goals. Every game Chelsea plays, he creates chances, scores goals. So I don't know all this, Ben Chilwell, this, that, and the other. Listen, you go to a back four, Ben Chilwell starts. This is the wingback position. This is completely different. Alonso's going to continue to be in the pecking order above him because he's a more offensive player and creates more chances and scores more goals. It's very simple. And I wouldn't be surprised if they use the two striker system and play with three in midfield more often because Kovacic, Jorginho, and Conte are three of your best players. So why would you have one of them on the bench just to appease a Mason Mount or someone else who's not in form? Is beyond me because Lukaku could play. He played in the two last year with the back three system for Inter, so he's more than capable. You could play Havertz, Werner. Shit, you could probably play Ziyech up there with him. So that's no problem. I would play that 3-man midfield more often because Conte came on and was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know if he wasn't fit, whatever, but every time he gets on a pitch, the class just oozes out of him. He's all over the place. Now, listen, Mason Mount, again, he's a passion merchant. He hustles. If he was closing people down and running and getting around the pitch like Conte, I wouldn't have anything to say. But he's not. He's not that type of athlete. He's an okay, decent athlete. He has okay, decent stamina. But, again, Chelsea looks scary, man. And I feel sorry for Tottenham. They played well in the first 30 minutes of the game, and I feel like they're going to drop more points. I wouldn't be surprised if next week they lose to Arsenal, and they're tied on points with Arsenal at 9. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. And, again, Højbjerg, the most underrated player in world football, in my opinion, again, plays a quality game. So that's my, wrap up for the weekend. No surprise at the top. I want to give a special shout out to Brighton. They had a couple of controversial goals, but they're in the top 4 right now ahead of Manchester City. No one saw that coming, especially the way they played last season. But Graham Potter plays good football. If you ask me, he had the Arsenal team. He'd have Arsenal in the top 6 right now. So, yeah, man. I'll keep the videos coming. Please continue to subscribe. Give me comments, your thoughts. It's the Unapologetic Gent. I'm out. Love to talk to you guys. Peace and love, man.